Greetings, punks, goths, metalheads, herbettes, herbetters, Martians and subterranean folk and cosmic groovers. How you all doing? My name's John and this is the Health Anarchist channel. Well, last week I was pretty ill, as you would have noticed if you watched my last video, and today I'm feeling a lot better, almost back to normal. So I thought today I'm just going to do a really easy walk, a local park walk. It's Stamford Park in Staley Bridge, and I'm going on to the Chads, which is an area at the back, and I thought I'm not going to push it too much with me just recovering from illness. I'm not going to go anywhere like remote up on the hills, so I'm just glad to be out in the fresh air, to be honest with you, and let's enjoy this walk together. So it's really nice, this park, as parks go. It's got one part of it which is like the Victorian grotto gardens, and that's quite dark and gloomy. I'm not sure if it was originally supposed to be dark and gloomy, or if that's just the way trees have grown over the years, but it is dark and gloomy. It's actually my favourite part of the park, so shall we have a look? Yeah! Now we're in the grotto garden area now. Sadly, in the 2000s and the 90s it was quite heavily vandalised, but there still is a lot of it that's left, and it still is pleasant, and you know, it's being maintained and took well care of at the moment. Now the Victorians were very obsessed with folly still, so there's lots of little folly features. I mean, at one point there was like big rock bridges and stuff, but they got vandalised, so they're no longer here. But there's like little features, like little faces carved into the rock. I'll just show you in a moment on this bridge. So here we've got this little bridge area. It's quite beautiful, going over the stream, which is nice enough. But if you look closer, there's actually little features. I mean, if we look here, you can see there's actually a face carved into the rock there. It's very worn. You should be able to see it. You have to look for them a bit. They're kind of a little bit hidden. And we've got another one down here. Another little face. There used to be loads of them everywhere, but sadly they got vandalised. But even today, still quite a beautiful sort of enchanted place, and I guess that's was the intention, was to make it like an enchanted place for people to have a nice walk. I think they used to call it a pretty walk. So in the middle here we've got the remains of a fountain, long since gone out of use, but there's a beauty to all of this, and I love it. Although I do like getting out, especially in the warmer months, up on the hills and moors and remote places, I also like to do videos on urban spaces like this, which is a park in an urban area, or along canals and that kind of thing. Reason why is my channel's mainly about getting outdoors for health, for physical and mental well-being. So I like to cover areas that most people can do, because even if you're not in the countryside, most people have got at least a park or a canal to walk along. So I do like covering these two. So there's a lot of thought gone into this when they created it. If you look at the concrete work, I'd say, rather than stone, here it's all like got intricate patterns in it. Obviously this railing is modern to keep people safe, but you've got a good water chute there. Now over here we've got a boating lake. This has recently been restored and put back into use by a volunteer group who've done great work, and you can actually go out here on the boats in the summer. So that's another really nice thing that we have in the area. So not only do we have that lake as a boating area where the boats are, a bit further up we've got another lake, and this one's a wildlife lake, no boats, just for, you know, water birds like ducks, swans and geese. And there's a really nice green area now. It's not like set out as a park as such, but it's a nice green space. It's free to use for local people, and it's a big area, and you know, you can take advantage of it and make the most of it. So the area we're going along to now, it's known locally as Chadwick Dam, or the Chads, or the Chadders, and there was a mill there at one point. And also on one side you've got where the hospital is now. That used to be Ashton Union Workhouse for poor people. It's a sad part of history, but it's a fact and it's history nevertheless. So there has been quite a lot of work done on this area as a wildlife and green space by the local council, and it is good that, you know, that's happening, and it has been made into sort of a wildlife sort of centred area. So we're just coming up to the second lake area. As you can see, is pleasant. Got your wildlife board up, herons, dragonflies, kingfishers, damselflies, frogs, newts, toads, sticklebacks, frogs. Cool. So over on the left behind the tree line, that's where the present hospital is. But if you look over to where that chimney is, that's part of the old workhouse, and there is still a few buildings there. But like I say, the whole site's in use as a hospital, so you know, you can't really visit it. Right, so I'm just past the lakes area and we're at the back now. Now, I've got a big wooded area, another nice green space. And this was actually the training grounds for the Manchester Regiment. So I did all the army training exercises in this area. I found loads of old bullets and stuff around here in the past. But for walking, it's really nice. And if you just want to get out quickly and get into some green space, this is perfect for it. So this is perfect just for getting a bit of green space without going too far, too remote. Ideal, you know, if you're living in this area, you've got family and you've got kids that, you know, that are going to struggle getting out up onto the hills and stuff. This is great. But it's another example of an area that's been worked on and done up by the local authorities. I mean, you can think what you want about local authorities, but they do some good work. And on the green areas in Tameside, they tend to do a really good job. This area was another area that was neglected for many years, and in recent years it's been valued, especially in lockdown, as a valuable green space, and there's been a lot of work done on its upkeep. So thanks to all my recent new subscribers, really means a lot and I really appreciate it. Cheers for your support, and for all my older subscribers, you guys rock. Thanks for sticking with me. And if you enjoyed watching this video today, if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing and giving this video a like.
Gloomy Victorian park.
So we're at the beginning of December. We've still got a bit of colour left in the trees. Those last traces of autumn colours. And today's, well, it's one of the only chances I've got to get out while it's dry. You have to choose your moments carefully if you're videoing outdoors, unless you've got a scuba diver's camera that's 100% waterproof. So for this little walk here, we're just coming up to the loop I do, which is the furthest point before you go back round in a loop. But there's more. If you want extra, you've got to continue the adventure, which I do sometimes. Cross over this stile here. You go over the field to Arley's Lane, and you continue for quite a long time up this country lane, and you come, and eventually you come to this pub, an old historic pub, the Hare and Hounds, which was built in 1755. Have a drink there, and then you can continue on at the back of that pub all the way to Mosley. Quite a nice walk. Maybe we'll do it again soon. So I do like circular loop walks. It's nice just doing like a fresh loop rather than going back the same way. I do that sometimes when I have to, but it's always nicer going in a loop. So this walk we're on today, it's just one of my bog standard walks. If I've got a bit of time, I want to get a few miles in. It's very close to me and it's easy to get on. Just convenient. And I have a few walks like this that are just like my regular walks for getting my miles down each day, because I like to do a minimum of 3 miles a day. But it's more like 5 miles a day I do. But this one's been nice today, because like I say, I've been ill and I've not been out much, and didn't want to go too far and push my luck too far, just recovering. But this one's been lovely today. So thanks for coming along on this little walk today. I hope you enjoyed it. And until the next video, don't forget, be different, stay weird, stay free. Bye now.